Harrington Hoist are powerful machines designed to help you get the job done effectively and safely. And that's what this video is all about. Because the more you know about proper hoist operation, the safer you can work with heavy loads. Using a hoist isn't just putting a load on a hook and pushing a few buttons. In fact, there's a lot of information you have to know before ever beginning to work with hoist equipment. Keep in mind that no matter when you transport a heavy load, danger is always a factor. The risk is even greater with poorly operated or poorly maintained equipment. Harrington wants you to understand the special safety precautions that apply to the inspection, operation, and maintenance of hoists. Let's take a close look at important guidelines you should know before working with a hoist. Our number one priority is being certain that you know how to work with a hoist safely and effectively. First, some important warnings. Never use a hoist to lift, support, or transport people. Never lift or transport loads over or near people. Never work near or under suspended loads. Also, never lift a load that weighs more than the rated capacity of the hoist. And here's what you should always do. Always make sure that the supporting structures and rigging attachments are strong enough to hold the weight of the load and hoist. Always tell people near your work area when a lift is about to begin. Finally, always read the owner's manual and strictly follow all safety instructions. This is vital for your own well-being as well as every one of your co-workers. Remember, it's the owner's responsibility to make sure every operator reads the owner's manual before operating the hoist. And it's the operator's responsibility to follow the instructions to ensure the safety of themselves and those nearby. One more thing. Be sure to check all applicable safety codes, regulations, and other pertinent laws for additional information about the proper use of all lifting equipment. Let's talk about pre-operational inspection procedures for the operator of a hoist. Although a hoist may appear to be in good condition, check it every day using the manufacturer's specs for recommended daily inspection. And if you discover that any hoist is damaged or works improperly, do not use it. Instead, tag the hoist so it's put out of service until repairs can be made. Before you start any lifting procedure, check that the hook latches are working properly. If they're not, tag out and do not use the hoist until missing or broken latches are replaced. Inspect each hook. Look for any kind of irregularities, such as twists or wear. Make sure the load is seated in the saddle of the hook. Do not support the load on the tip of the hook, unless the hook is specially designed for tip loading. Also, avoid all side loading of a hook. As for load chains, always make sure they're in good condition. Worn or damaged chains must be replaced and destroyed. Never splice a hoist load chain, or use a hoist chain as a sling, or use one that's twisted, kinked, damaged, or stretched. Don't ever run the chain over a sharp edge, or use the chain as a welding electrode. Anytime you notice chain jumping, excessive noise, jamming, overloading, or binding of the chain, seek assistance and do not use that hoist until the chain is replaced and the problem is fully corrected. Now we're ready to start operation. The only people who may operate a hoist must be fully qualified in its operation. Before starting a job, verify that the hoist you'll be using has a rated capacity sufficient for the load being lifted. Be certain that the chain is long enough for the job. Before any lift starts, make sure everyone is clear of the load. That includes you and people who work with or near you. Don't allow the load to come in contact with the chain, or force a chain or hook into place by any method. Don't ever jerk a load or cause sudden shock loading. Never leave a suspended load unattended for an extended time. Never use a hoist with a capsized or inverted bottom block. This can occur on hoists with multiple chain falls. Don't let the hook or chain stopper link touch the hoist body. Now we'll take a look at some regular inspection and maintenance practices. Proper hoist operation and maintenance go hand in hand, so remember these important factors. Before any maintenance is done, always attach a warning tag to the equipment. Set up and maintain a regular hoist inspection schedule, and be sure to keep accurate records that strictly follow the requirements of ASME B30.16. The only people who should perform maintenance procedures are qualified service personnel. Remember that maintenance must always be done while a hoist is not supporting a load. Always follow the manufacturer's specifications when applying lubrication to the gears and the load chain. Of course, always replace worn or damaged parts only with the ones recommended by the manufacturer. After any maintenance procedure where parts have been replaced or where repairs have been made, test the hoist in accordance with ASME requirements. Of course, the first step in proper maintenance is making regular equipment inspections. It's your responsibility to inspect the hook latches. Make sure the openings of the hooks are not too wide and the hook rotates freely. Also, to ensure safety, measure the hook's opening based on the manufacturer's specifications. If the opening is too wide, replace the hook. Look for any kind of irregularity, such as a twisted or worn hook. Replace the hook if you see any damage, such as gouges, nicks, or weld splatter. The hook should rotate freely. Then inspect the hook yokes for wear or loose or missing nuts, bolts, or rivets. The nameplate showing the hoist capacity must be attached and clearly legible. Warning labels must also be attached and easy to read. Securely tighten any loose nuts and replace all missing nuts and split pins. The idle sheave needs to rotate smoothly as well. If it doesn't, replace it. To check the load chain, use calipers to measure chain lengths per manufacturer's specifications. If specs are exceeded on any dimension, replace the entire chain. Replace the chain if twisted, cracked, nicked, dented, or gouged. Likewise, look for and replace heavily rusted or corroded chains. It's important that the chain welds face away from the load sheave area when new chain is installed. Be sure to look for any deformation, wear, or rust in the chain pins and top pins. Measure per manufacturer's specifications. Always replace pins that are worn or damaged. Inspect the brake components for any damage or wear, and replace if needed. The load sheave must be carefully inspected as well. Pay special attention to signs of excessive wear or deformity, and replace if necessary. And if you're replacing the load chain, always check the load sheave for corresponding wear. Make sure the chain stopper link is in place. Look for any wear or damage and replace if needed. Whether manual or powered, hoists offer plenty of advantages. So always play it safe by keeping these guidelines in mind.